May 10th, 2019. A 19-year-old Alvini Linguine, during a really rough time in his past, decided to make a YouTube channel. This YouTube channel was going to be a place where he could have his own genuine voice about anything about the sport of basketball. No restrictions on what I can say, do, or make as long as it met the guidelines of YouTube.com. There are two communities on YouTube I love the most: the basketball community with all the vast personalities talking about it and even playing it, and the commentary community as I get to listen to all the weird things about the internet from, again, vast personalities. Today on the Alvini Linguine channel, I'll be trying to mix the two genres together once again as we talk about a new figure in the IRL basketball community. One who isn't famous for his crimes that he committed on the sport of basketball, Gio.Wise. But to know what I have to say, you're definitely going to have to watch the whole video because it's going to be packed with information and a lot of my own personal opinions about Giowise and the IRL basketball community. And knowing myself, this video won't be out for a little bit, so before we get started, be sure to like the video for more interesting basketball content like this every week for your enjoyment, and be sure to subscribe to support the channel. Also, I guess, comment below who do you think I should do this type of video on next, and with all that out of the way, you already know who it is, right?
He incurred an injury dealing with weights in the weight room, so he stitched up in the left hand doing all this.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, for the people who don't know who I'm talking about, let me give you a basic rundown. Giowise is a basketball entertainer who's been making TikTok since the 15th of March of 2020, and has been coming into fame and relevancy of late due to his basketball antics. And by antics, I mean playing basketball like a coked up rooster. His main gimmicks in his videos is to show off his handles to the internet, squeaking his shoes to oblivion, shooting shots like he's Curry in 2016, basically creating highlights as most basketball hypebeasts do on the internet. But what sets him apart from the rest is his plain pointlessness of his movements and dribbling, his jumper which resembles a middle schooler, his shot selection, and again, how he creates these hypothetical highlights to make him look better than he actually is. But with many exposed videos out there for the world to see, whether it's a 1v1 made by somebody else that isn't Giowise that'll show his deficiencies, TikToks made from other people that again shows his weaknesses,
You're not going nowhere.
For videos like this, we can all see the real Giowise and how he actually is as a basketball player. To explain, he simply just sucks. In my opinion, from a guy who plays basketball against many people with many different skill sets, I can guarantee you he is on the lower echelon of basketball players in the IRL basketball community, and here's why. Now, first of all, if you're a subscriber to this channel, give yourself a pat on the back, and the rest of you, what are you doing? Subscribe. But anyways, on this channel, you know I like to put everybody's mind to the test, whether I talk about a major subject about anything basketball related, because again, as I say at the end of my videos, my goal for this channel is to inform and entertain. But there's also a hidden agenda. I have to lower the amount of casuals in the basketball community as a whole. Why? Because Gio.Wise game is strictly for casuals. Let me break down a usual possession for Giowise when he does a 1v1. After checking out the ball, he immediately tweens through his legs for a solid 7 to 10 seconds, and if you're lucky, it can last longer than a Giannis Antetokounmpo free throw routine.
At FanDuel.com/over-under. And you know Giannis is going to get the 10-second treatment. They're giving him the quick count now. They started as soon as he...
He tried it.
When he is finally done, he'll either step back or just straight up shoot the ball in your face with his, lack of a better word, terrible jump shot. Or he'll just drive in and just throw up a layup. That is Giowise's game to a science. Now this, like I said earlier, attracts the casual basketball crowd of the internet for two reasons. One, to a casual, highlights usually mean more than the overall game, which explains why he's showing off his quote-unquote handles and taking Curry-length threes for obvious views. And two, his use of the app TikTok, the app where the maximum video length is a minute. You have a whole minute to compile all of your best highlights from a session to make yourself look as good as a basketball player as possible. He took that formula and made basically a career out of it. Now back to his basketball skills, he obviously made it work because as of right now he has over 150,000 followers on TikTok and sponsors like American fucking Eagle. But when he goes against a real basketball player or just doesn't have the power of editing on his side, he gets exposed, and usually badly. We have plenty of video evidence of him losing to like the worst of the 1v1 people like Kenny Chow. Average basketball players like Cash Nasty, who for some reason didn't do his old lockup shtick on him. I don't understand why.
Wet like water!
And let's not even talk about when he goes against actual professionals and trainers like Jay Lawball and Ryan Rizuki. And then you had the one time with Cam Wilder, but we don't talk about that. And also, don't get me started when he plays organized basketball with others, where he's just playing like a certain staple on my channel. And even the many times he got called out in public, one of the times he was called up by a random person and lost $1,000 from it. But let's get away from my opinion of him when it comes to basketball alone, and let's talk about... oh man, YouTube. A place where you can basically upload anything you want, and I mean basically anything sometimes. But to survive here, it takes a lot of skill, ambition, and even sometimes technique. Gio.Wise made it happen on TikTok where it's very simplistic, but on YouTube, it's an entirely different story. But before I basically do my own version of Content Cop, let me do a little bit of a rant real fast. On June 24th, I was seeing a lot of clips on Twitter about the IRL basketball scene and decided to put my own take in the ring. Because if there's one thing I don't like, it's just genuinely bad basketball. It's excusable when you're trying your best and doing your best, you're just not the best. But when it comes down to people like Giowise, and unfortunately I have to mention him too, Flight Reacts, it's a different story. I'll make this part a little short because Flight is the main subject of this video, but if you want one, I better see some comments in the comment section below. But anyways, when it comes to Flight, as we all know, he's one of the worst, if not the worst, basketball players here on YouTube. And again, I asked the question to you, the viewer, why do you watch Flight? When it comes to his IRL stuff, not to his other things. For some, it's because the entertainment value. For others, it's to roast him, which I will never understand why you watch somebody just to roast him, but I guess you do you. But back to what I was talking about, as we all know, people don't really watch Flight Reacts for his skills. It's because he's entertainingly bad at the sport. Check out my video I made of him last year to get a full breakdown of his basketball skills from my perspective, but I will ask again, how do you hire a trainer and still be one of the worst ones out there in the community? Now for Gio.Wise, he doesn't have what Flight has entertaining wise. Shoot, if even he seems more awkward on camera than anything else.
What's up guys? Welcome to this vlog. So pretty much as you guys know, my TikTok account got accidentally reported, so it was taken down. So today I'm going to the TikTok headquarters. And
his YouTube channel at the moment has 33,000 subscribers. However, he makes videos like these. Giowise versus D1 Hooper for 5K gone wrong. Who uses that phrase gone wrong in 2021? But let's not talk about the weird phrasing, but let's also just really focus in on the blatant use of clickbait. Now on YouTube, clickbait is kind of necessary to get views, just like anyone showing like some type of media. However, straight up lying to get views is a cardinal sin here on YouTube. And due to that, whenever he does get a damn near 50-50 split with his like to dislike ratio. Also, really dude, this is a basketball video and you use this type of thumbnail to show off your video? Come on now. When it comes down to it, we are met with a person who clickbaits for views in a bad way, who doesn't have the same entertainment as he does on TikTok, and lastly, just doesn't bring the same basketball skill to the YouTube streets, because he can't edit out every mistake, making himself look worse. Now to start to end this all off, let me go on and just say that what he is doing is completely justified at the end of the day. In my videos where I talk about this type of stuff, I always talk about how people like him are just filling in an empty market. And in Gio.Wise's case, he's just doing the same. I don't use TikTok personally, but I'm sure Gio.Wise is a one-of-a-kind person like what he does on the app. But just like how most sports media outlets are using highlights to get views, whether it's from high school kids, college kids, and even YouTubers alike, Gio.Wise is doing all that on his own on TikTok. Now, does he have to be good at that? Not at all. Legit, anyone can learn a few dribble moves and shoot from a very far distance until they eventually make one and put it on an app that thrives off of short and effective content. But here on YouTube, if you want to make money, you have to at least make an 8-minute video. So it's definitely a different story for him on here. Because of this, he is forced to make his videos longer, which means there's way more room for errors to be shown through his facade of being a real basketball player. From a guy who plays basketball and takes it very, very seriously, I don't see how people can enjoy what he does unless they're like children or something. But considering this is TikTok that we're talking about, the audience is mostly children anyway. But to the people who can see past all of his bullshit, I salute you, and I hope when I move out of my parents' house sooner or later, I can get onto the IRL scene and show what I can do for a crowd of people online, being you, the subscribers. But the last thing I will never understand is how people can just sit down and watch him play. All respect to what he does on TikTok, but I hope that he knows himself deep in his mind that he isn't all that good and just sticks to what he does on TikTok. Because as soon as we see him face anyone with any type of basketball experience, it's usually an embarrassing time for him. But we've seen people do what he does and gets clapped for money just because, you know, money, and just give up their dignity for views. But it's the internet, so that's usually commonplace here. But anyways, to end off this video, let me hear it. What do you think about Giowise? You heard my full opinion on the dude, but now it's your turn. All replies we appreciate it in the comment section below, as I read all of them and respond to a good bit of them. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video and learned something new, as my vision for this channel is to inform and entertain. Again, like the video for more weekly basketball content, check out my social medias for the inside life of Alvini and other channel news, check out my Twitch where I stream weekly and have to go through shit like this all the time. Who said, Mida, I mean this in the nicest way possible. Suck my dick from the backside, because we finally found one. And lastly, if you want to talk to your boy, there is always my Discord. And with that out of the way, this is your boy, Alvini Linguine, saying peace. Also, no, I do not wish to 1v1 the kid. The last thing I am is a clout chaser.